Open Broadcast News. The Open Broadcast News Award recognizes exemplary work of any length, predominantly audio and or video, broadcast to an audience of any size over the air or online. The finalists are Tiffany Foxcroft, Tiana Grundig, and Erica Johnson of CBC Marketplace for Coffee Cups. While Canadians drink about 1.5 billion cups of coffee a year, Marketplace's report questioned claims by Starbucks and Tim Hortons, who say their cups are recyclable. As a result of the investigation, Starbucks apologized and promised to review their recycling practices.
Finally, our first cup.
There it is. In the garbage only. Yes.
Then another.
Is that it?
Got it.
Oh, yeah. Right here.
Starbucks says they pay a private company to recycle. So why are these cups in the trash? At Tim Hortons, our cups are in the garbage too.
Oh, there it is.
All in with a stash of other items that could easily be recycled. All told, we find 14 of our test cups in the garbage.
Angela McIver of CBC News, Nova Scotia, for Crisis in Rape Funding. A CBC investigation found an alarming lack of services in Nova Scotia for victims of sexual assault. The province maintained only 2 teams of nurses who treated victims in the aftermath of their trauma. Some women were forced to wait several days for proper care. The provincial health minister promised to explore the expansion of services for rape victims.
The health minister admits he didn't realize the impact on emergency rooms until now.
What has happened in the last couple of days is a bit of a flashpoint for us now to take stock and to put in place, perhaps even in the short term, providers that would be available in other parts of the province while we work on the SANE program, at least in 2 other centres.
Adrian Arsenal and Nazem Baksh of CBC News, The National, for Canadian Jihadis. The National's multi-year investigation of Canadian jihadis described clusters of radicalized young Canadians in Calgary, Edmonton, and Toronto who were sucked into the scourge of Islamic extremism, joined ISIS, and went overseas to kill. The CBC team identified and told the stories of people who ultimately became influential members of ISIS. Heather Evans, John Lancaster, and Sarah Bridge of CBC News, Toronto, for border investigation. Reports showed that border guards didn't have access to key information related to border security, and a priest wanted for sexual assault was allowed entry into Canada without getting arrested. As a result of the CBC's investigation, the federal government is making access to important databases possible for its border guards.
The CBSA's website lists many people agents are still looking for: drug dealers, robbers, and war criminals who entered Canada, their pasts undetected. Border agents tell CBC News they're under pressure to keep people and products moving. That's why they don't get primary access to CPIC. But American border guards do, and they use it to help screen everyone trying to enter that country.
Anton Gashani, Victor Malarick, Sarah Stevens, and Brett Mitchell of CTV's W5 for Phantom Menace. The Canada Border Services Agency spent millions prosecuting Canadian businessman Steve Dejari for exporting military hardware that turned out to be dated computer circuitry from China. W5's report exclusively detailed Dejari's wrongful prosecution and obtained documents that revealed an abuse of power exercised simply to prove Canada could be tough.
Money is never going to be enough. My family was held out on a plate to the U.S. We were run over. We were left for dead. That is roadkill.
The claims for wrongful prosecution may not be done yet. Dejari's daughter, Perian, was also charged, charges that were later stayed. And she is still deciding whether to sue the federal government.